You've been told your entire life that walking is the golden ticket to health, especially after 60. It's the one piece of advice every doctor gives, every health magazine promotes, and every well-meaning family member repeats. Just go for a walk. It sounds so simple, so pure, so safe. But what if I told you that for millions of people, this healthy habit is not only overrated, but can be a hidden source of pain, frustration, and even risk? What if this one-size-fits-all solution is quietly making things worse for your joints, your circulation, and your confidence? It's a difficult truth to hear because we've placed so much faith in it. But if you've ever felt a sharp pain in your knee with every step, if your feet feel numb or swollen after just a few minutes, or if the sheer fatigue of trying to walk it off leaves you feeling drained and defeated, then your body is trying to tell you something important. It's telling you that the solution isn't always to push through the pain. The solution is to find a smarter way. Today, we are going to forget everything you thought you knew about walking. We're going to explore 5 powerful, surgeon-approved movements you can do right in your own home, without any equipment, that can do more for your heart, your circulation, and your energy than a painful walk ever could. This isn't about giving up. This is about getting wise. So, if you're ready to reclaim your strength on your own terms, stay with me. What we discussed today could truly change the way you move through life tomorrow. Before we dive into our first movement, I need to share a secret with you. It's a concept that most people, even many doctors, overlook, yet it is fundamental to understanding your body's circulation. Did you know you have a second heart? It's not a poetic term, it's a physiological reality. Your primary heart, the one in your chest, is a magnificent pump. It pushes oxygen-rich blood out to every corner of your body. But it struggles with a critical part of the job, getting blood all the way back up from your feet and legs, fighting against gravity every second of the day. This is where your second heart comes in. It's your calf muscles. Imagine the veins in your legs are like long, flexible tubes filled with blood. Every time you contract your calf muscles, they squeeze these veins, pushing the blood upward from one valve to the next, like climbing a ladder back to your heart. This calf pump action is absolutely vital. Without it, blood begins to pool in your lower legs. This pooling is the root cause of so many issues we face as we age. It's why your ankles swell after sitting for a long time. It's why your feet feel cold, numb, or tingly. That feeling of heavy, leaden legs, that's stagnant circulation. And over time, this poor venous return forces your main heart to work much harder, straining it day after day. In the worst cases, it can contribute to dangerous blood clots. So, when walking becomes painful or difficult, we lose the primary way we activate this second heart. But we don't have to. And that brings to our first, and perhaps most profoundly simple, alternative. Movement 1, the seated foot pump. This movement is so simple it almost sounds trivial, but I assure you, its effects are incredibly powerful. The seated foot pump perfectly mimics the pumping action of walking, activating your calf muscles without putting a single ounce of pressure on your knees, hips, or back. It is the very essence of working smarter, not harder. You can do it anywhere. Right now, as you rewatching this. You can do it while reading a book, talking on the phone, or sitting at the dinner table. It turns moments of stillness into opportunities for healing. Here is how you do it, with purpose. Sit tall in your chair, with your back supported. Place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Now, keeping your toes on the floor, slowly lift your heels as high as you comfortably can. Squeeze your calf muscles at the top for just a moment. Feel that gentle contraction. That's your second heart at work. Now, slowly lower your heels back down. That's half the movement. For the second part, Keep your heels on the floor and lift your toes up towards your shins. You'll feel a nice stretch in your shins and calves. Hold for a moment, and then lower your toes back down. That complete sequence heels up, heels down, toes down is 1 repetition. I want you to aim for 20 repetitions. Do it slowly, with intention. Don't rush. The goal is not speed, it's the quality of the contraction. Try to do 1 set of 20 every hour that you find yourself sitting. Let me tell you about Harold. Harold was a 78-year-old retired history teacher from Columbus, Ohio, who I spoke with a while back. He was a proud man, but he was struggling. His legs were so swollen and heavy that he couldn't walk to his own mailbox without feeling lightheaded and exhausted. His doctor, with the best of intentions, kept telling him, "You need to walk more, Harold." But it was a catch-22. He couldn't walk because of the symptoms, and the symptoms were getting worse because he couldn't walk. He felt utterly trapped, and worse, he felt like he was failing. A physical therapist finally showed him the seated foot pump. Harold was skeptical. This little thing, how can this possibly help? But he was desperate, so he made a deal with himself. He loved watching old Western movies. He decided that every time a commercial came on, he would do his foot pumps. He didn't count, he just did them for the entire commercial break. 2 weeks later, he called his daughter, his voice full of an energy she hadn't heard in years. The swelling in his ankles was visibly reduced. The heavy, achy feeling was lifting. But more than that, his spirit had changed. He told me, "Claire, for the first time, I feel like I am part of my own recovery. I'm not just waiting for a pill to work. I'm doing something." That is the hidden power of this simple movement. It smashes the mental barrier of helplessness. It proves that you don't need to be on your feet to make a difference. You can start right now, from the safety of your chair, and take back a piece of control. It's not about the distance you cover. It's about how consistently you can get your blood flowing. If you've ever felt that frustration of being told to just walk when it feels impossible, do me a favor and write "I understand" in the comments below. It's important to know you are not alone in this feeling. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. We're building a community here based on understanding and providing real, achievable solutions. Now, circulation isn't just a lower body issue. So often, we hold tension and stagnation in our chest and upper back. This can lead to shallow breathing, poor posture, and a feeling of being weighed down. The heart needs space to work efficiently, and the muscles surrounding your rib cage play a crucial role in both circulation and respiration. Many people think that to strengthen their upper body, they need to lift weights or do strenuous exercises. They picture a gym, intimidating machines, and movements that feel completely out of reach. But what if you could build profound strength and improve blood flow to your vital organs using nothing but your own body and a simple wall? Movement through the wall push-up. This is not a traditional push-up. You don't have to get on the floor. There is no strain on your wrists or shoulders. The wall push-up is a safe, controlled, and incredibly effective way to engage the muscles of your chest, shoulders, and arms. Every repetition acts like a gentle pump for the entire upper torso. It strengthens the primary muscles you use for breathing, the intercostals and diaphragm, which is critical as we age and our lung capacity naturally declines. It also improves posture, pulling your shoulders back and opening up your chest. This physical opening can have a surprisingly powerful emotional effect, lifting your mood and fighting that stooped posture of fatigue. Here is how to perform it safely. Find a sturdy, clear wall. Stand about arm's length away from it, with your feet shoulder width apart. Place your hands flat on the wall, slightly wider than your shoulders, at chest height. Your fingers should be pointing upwards. Now, engage your core muscles slightly to keep your body in a straight line from your head to your heels. Don't let your back sag. Slowly bend your elbows and begin to lean your body toward the wall, as if you were trying to bring your nose to touch it. Go only as far as is comfortable. You should feel a gentle engagement in your chest and arms. Pause for a second, and then powerfully but smoothly push back to the starting position. Exhale as you push away from the wall. That is 1 repetition. Aim for a set of 10 slow, deliberate repetitions. Focus on the feeling of the muscles working. The beauty of the wall push-up is its infinite scalability. If 10 is too easy, simply take a small step further back from the wall. This increases the angle and the resistance. If it's too difficult, step closer to the wall. You are in complete control. I remember a conversation with Eleanor, an 82-year-old from Boise, Idaho. She was a painter, but arthritis in her hands and a general feeling of frailty had stolen her confidence. She felt her world shrinking. She started with just 5 wall push-ups every morning. She told me, the first few days, I felt silly. It seemed too simple. But then I noticed something. My breathing felt deeper. When I reached for something on a high shelf, my arm felt steadier. After a month, she said something that has stuck with me ever since. I thought my body was just old and giving up. But it wasn't. It was just waiting for permission to be strong again. That's what this movement provides. It's permission. Permission to feel powerful again, without risk. Strength after 70 doesn't come from a barbell. It comes from proving to yourself, day by day, that your body still has your back. It comes from leaning on a wall and feeling your own power push you back. That small act can change how you carry yourself through the entire day. When we think about health, we often focus on the heart. But the heart is part of a system, and it relies on partners to do its job. Its biggest partners are your leg muscles, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your glutes. These are the largest muscle groups in your entire body. When these muscles are active, they demand a huge amount of blood flow. This demand creates a powerful circulatory pull, helping to draw blood down into the legs and then drive it back up to the heart. Strong leg muscles are like a secondary engine for your cardiovascular system. They ease the burden on your heart, improve your resting heart rate, and dramatically boost your stamina. But when we sedentary, or when walking is difficult, these massive muscles can become dormant. They begin to atrophy, and the powerful circulatory support they provide vanishes. This is why a simple task like climbing a single flight of stairs can leave you feeling winded. Your heart is trying to do all the work by itself. We need to wake those muscles up. Movement 3, the seated leg lift. This exercise is a direct way to activate your quadriceps, the large muscles on the front of your thighs, without any impact on your joints. It's a foundational movement used in physical therapy for post-surgery recovery. For a reason, it's safe, targeted, and incredibly effective. All you need is a sturdy chair, preferably one where your feet can rest flat on the floor with your knees at a 90-degree angle. Sit up straight and tall, holding onto the sides of the chair for stability if you need to. Focus on one leg. Slowly and with control, extend that leg straight out in front of you until it is parallel with the floor, or as high as you can comfortably go. As you lift, squeeze the muscles on the front of your thigh. You should feel them tighten and engage. Hold that straight leg position for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then, just as slowly, lower the leg back to the starting position. That is 1 rep. Complete 10 repetitions with one leg before switching to the other. Pay close attention to your form. The movement should be smooth, not jerky. Don't use momentum to swing your leg up, you use muscle power. There's a hidden mental benefit to this exercise that is just as important as the physical one. When mobility becomes a challenge, a subtle anxiety can creep into our lives. we start to subconsciously doubt our body's ability to support M. Every seated leg lift is a direct message to your brain that says, I am still in control. My body still listens to me. This sense of agency is a powerful antidote to the fear of frailty. Walter, a 79-year-old grandfather from Des Moines, Iowa, shared his story with me. After a bad fall, he had become terrified of walking without his walker. He spent most of his days in his recliner, feeling stuck. He started doing seated leg lifts during the commercials of his favorite game shows. At first, my leg would shake after just a few lifts, he said, but I kept at it. Within a few weeks, the shaking stopped. My knees felt solid, sturdier. The real change, however, was in his confidence. One day, his grandson dropped a toy just out of reach. Without thinking, Walter stood up from his chair, without using the armrests, took 2 steps, and picked it up. It was a small moment, but for him, it was monumental. I stopped feeling like a prisoner in my own chair, he told me. I felt alive again. Progress isn't always measured in miles walked. Sometimes, the greatest progress is found in raising a single foot from a seated position and reclaiming your strength on your own terms. That is true wisdom in motion. If you're finding this advice helpful, and you believe it could help someone you know, please consider hitting the share button. Spreading this knowledge is how we can make a real difference together. We've talked about the lower body and the upper body, but now I want to focus on something much smaller, yet profoundly connected to your heart health, your hands. Your grip strength is one of the most studied and reliable predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults. It's a direct indicator of your neuromuscular health. As grip strength fades, it often precedes a decline in balance, mobility, and independence. But what is truly fascinating is the direct link between the act of gripping and your blood pressure. Recent studies have shown that specific types of grip exercises, known as isometric hand grip training, can significantly lower systolic blood pressure over time. The mechanism is remarkable. When you squeeze a muscle and hold it in isometric contraction, you temporarily restrict blood flow. When you release, blood rushes back into the area. This process stimulates the cells lining your arteries, the endothelium, to produce more nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator, meaning it tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. Wider, more flexible blood vessels mean lower blood pressure. Your heart doesn't have to push as hard. Movement 4. Her intentional hand grip squeezes. This is an exercise you can do anytime, anywhere, with no one even knowing you're redoing it. All you need is something to squeeze. A soft stress ball is perfect, but a rolled up pair of socks, a tennis ball, or even just your own fist will work. The key is to do it with intention. This isn't just an idle squeeze. Hold the ball in your palm. Squeeze it with about 35 nm of your maximum effort. It should be a firm squeeze, but not a white-knuckle, straining grip. Hold that gentle, constant squeeze for 2 minutes. Yes, 2 full minutes. It will feel longer than you think. Breathe normally. Try to relax the rest of your body, your shoulders, your jaw. After 2 minutes, slowly release the grip. Rest for 1 minute, and then switch hands and repeat the process. The standard protocol is 2 sets of 2-minute holds for each hand. This isn't about building massive forearm muscles. It's about training your vascular system. It's a quiet, meditative practice that fortifies your blood vessels from the inside out. Ruth, an 80-year-old from Charleston, South Carolina, told me she started carrying a small, yellow stress ball in her cardigan pocket. She made a simple rule for herself. 3 squeezes when I sit down, 3 squeezes when I stand up. It wasn't the full 2-minute protocol, but it was a start. She wasn't expecting much. But after a month, she noticed something surprising. She had more energy throughout the day. That feeling of a fluttering or unsteady heartbeat, which used to worry her, had become much less frequent. Her doctor even noted a slight, but consistent drop in her blood pressure readings. The most beautiful part. It gave her a sense of security. "This little ball," she said, holding it up, "it feels like I am holding onto my strength." In a world that can sometimes make you feel like you're losing your grip, here is a way to actively hold on. Each squeeze is a small, tangible victory you can literally feel in the palm of your hand. We've arrived at our final movement, and it's one that directly counteracts the single greatest circulatory challenge of modern life: prolonged sitting. Even if you are active, long periods of sitting cause blood to pool in the legs, increasing venous pressure and making the heart work overtime. This movement acts as a powerful, yet gentle, pump for the entire lower body, right from your chair. Movement 5. Free the seated straight leg hold. This looks similar to the leg lift we did earlier, but the subtle change of adding a sustained hold transforms it into an endurance exercise for your muscles and a potent circulatory booster. It builds isometric strength in your quads, which is crucial for joint stability and balance. Sit in your sturdy chair, back straight, feet flat on the floor. Extend one leg straight out in front of you, just as we did before. But this time, instead of lowering it right away, hold it there. Start with a goal of holding it for 10 seconds. Keep the muscle in your thigh contracted the entire time. Breathe. You might feel a slight tremble in the muscle. That's a good sign. It means the muscle is working and adapting. After 10 seconds, slowly lower the leg with control. Then switch to the other leg and repeat. As you get stronger, aim to increase the hold time: 15 seconds, then 20, then 30 seconds. This simple act of holding your leg against gravity creates a sustained contraction that powerfully drives blood back towards your heart. It improves oxygen delivery to your tissues and, over time, can make daily activities feel remarkably easier. Walking to the mailbox, climbing a few stairs, getting out of a car, all these things rely on the endurance of your leg muscles. Frank, 78, from Tucson, Arizona, was feeling deeply discouraged after a mild stroke had affected his balance. He felt useless. His physical therapist recommended the straight leg holds. "What's the point of this?" he remembers thinking. "I'm just sitting here, holding my leg up. It feels like nothing." But he trusted his therapist and did them every day. Weeks later, the nothing started to feel like something. The stairs in his home, which had become a source of fear, felt less tiring. He noticed he could stand at the kitchen counter for longer without needing to lean. But the real victory was internal. He told his wife, "I feel like I'm doing something again." Those words are so important. I am doing something. That is the feeling we are chasing. The true gift of aging isn't wrinkle-free skin or a youthful physique. It's dignity. It's the ability to move through your own home with confidence, in your own rhythm, without the constant fear of being tired, or stuck, or dependent. Your legs are not asking you to run a marathon. Today, they are just asking for a few seconds of your attention. Each lift, each hold, is a deposit in the bank of your strength, a boost to your circulation, and a quiet thank you to the heart that has carried you for so many years. I am 85 years old. I have been a doctor for many decades. I have seen medical miracles, and I have witnessed the quiet, resilient strength of the human body. And I have learned that real, lasting change doesn't demand perfect health, or fancy gym equipment, or hours of your time. It asks for something much simpler, a little bit of curiosity, a spark of willingness to try something new, and the faith that your body, this incredible vessel that has carried you through a lifetime of joys and sorrows, still matters. Because it truly, deeply does. I know that life at this age isn't always easy. Perhaps you've lost people you love. Perhaps your body has changed in ways you didn't expect. Perhaps, some days you are just plain tired. That is not a failure. That is human. But I want you to remember that even on the hardest days, there are still choices available to you. Right now. You can choose to start your blood flowing. You can choose to calm your heart. You can choose to bring a moment of ease and strength into your day. You are never too old to do something good for your heart. You are never too weak to try something gentle and healing. Even if you cannot walk the way you used to, there is still a path forward. There is still hope. There is still a way to support the magnificent body that has served you so well. So today, I invite you to make a choice. Pick just one of these 5 movements: the foot pump, the wall push-up, the leg lift, the hand squeeze, the leg hold. Just one. Try it right now or make a promise to yourself to try it later today. Do it for your heart, but more importantly, do it for yourself. Do it as a declaration, a quiet, powerful statement that says, I am still here, and I still matter. Let that simple movement spark the thought, I am alive. My body can still do this. Healing isn't always a dramatic leap. Sometimes it's a quiet moment in a kitchen chair when you feel warmth returning to your feet. It's a pause between breaths when you realize, with a sense of pride, I'm still here. And that, my friends, is something to be truly proud of. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your presence and your journey matter to M here. Please, leave a comment below and tell M which one of these movements you're going to try first. We read every single one, and your stories give M incredible encouragement. If this video has helped you in any way, please show your support by giving it a like, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with someone you love. Your support is what allows M to continue creating the kind, inspiring, and truthful content you deserve. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.